From 88 Films comes a Hong Kong movie from 1988 that is part of the era I love, featuring an actor that I love that I had somehow never heard of until this was sent to me. This is On the Run on Blu-ray. It is 89 minutes. It is region A and B, so it will play in North America and in Europe. And it is directed by Alfred Cheung, stars Yuen Biao. Surprisingly, not really in an action role here. Patricia Ha, Charlie Chin, Lieh, who you would know from a lot of movies, Yuen Biao, who you'd know from a lot of movies, and Philip Ko. It is presented in Cantonese mono with optional English subtitles. It is a Golden Harvest release. It looks amazing in this transfer, and this was a real surprise for me. I'm used to Yuen Biao being in action movies where he's doing high kicking and jumping off great heights and super acrobatic and being a fun, chipper kind of guy. For the most part, this is a deadly serious movie. This is, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but it opens up with Yuen Biao having dinner with his estranged wife. He's a cop. She is meeting with him because he's looking to see if he can get her help in leaving Hong Kong. This is they talk about this a lot in the extras. This is 1988, but this is about 9 years away from when Hong Kong, which was a British territory for a long time, was going to be handed back to mainland China for them to rule the island. And a lot of people were really uncertain what the future was going to be. Hong Kong was more or less a democracy and very, capitalist democracy. And communist China coming in, they didn't know if their way of life was going to be eradicated, if they were going to be ruled with an iron fist, what was going to happen. And in this film, he is trying to get help from his ex-wife to emigrate and get out of there. Unfortunately, she gets assassinated by a female assassin while they're sitting there. He hunts the assassin down and unfortunately finds out that he has to team up with her when the people who hired her decide to kill him and her and his daughter. Or a young girl. I think it's his daughter. And the film is very gritty. It has explosions of gory violence that you do not see coming, that are not fun in any way, that are really shocking and disturbing. And it is these desperate people trying to survive, trying to take out the bad guys before the bad guys take them out, and find a way as a unit, or at least as father and daughter, to get out of Hong Kong and escape all of this hellishness and find a new life. Surprisingly, you don't really see Yuen Biao do much of any martial arts in this film. It's mostly just gunplay and him doing a really good job at being emotive and unhappy. It is very hard-edged, a lot of moral complexity with, you killed my wife, yet you're protecting me and my daughter. Am I going to let you live when this is over? I don't know. A lot of melodrama and just some very interesting moments that you do not see coming story-wise, twisting and turning. Surprisingly, as I said, no kung fu from Yuen Biao. Maybe one of the few movies that he didn't do that. Much more of an acting than an action role for him. Special features are voluminous and very interesting and insightful. Commentary with Kenneth Bronson and Phil Gillen of the Podcast on Fire Network. Sometimes a little dubious when podcast people come on, but they're very good and they really know what they're talking about. You get another commentary with Asian cinema expert Frank Zheng, who's always great, and F.J. DeSanto, who really know their stuff and lived in Hong Kong and worked in Hong Kong and know the backgrounds of pretty much everybody you see. And any location you see, they will give you information about that, what it was then, what it is now, which is always kind of cool. You get Running Away, an interview with director Alfred Cheung. That's 20 minutes. And was he the director? Yes, he was. And you get Predicting the Future, an interview with David West, who's just a Hong Kong cinema expert and film scholar. That's 19 minutes, very interesting. You get a minute and a half alternate ending, which basically is just the movie ending a lot earlier than it does in the main version with different end credits. And you get the Hong Kong trailer that is 5 minutes. Packaging is very nice, up to the usual 88 film standards. You get a new, really dynamic kind of artwork there on the slipcase, which slips to reveal the same thing. And then front and back, it's the same thing. Then you open it up and you get a little image on the disc and the original Hong Kong, much more understated in terms of it, not selling it as an action film, cover there. So very good release from 88. It's always nice to see, again, as I say every time I do these, we live in a new golden age of Hong Kong cinema on video in terms of the volume and the quality of how this stuff is being put out, and putting out movies that, even as a Hong Kong fan who was devouring this stuff back in the 90s and 2000s on any kind of format that I could get or theatrical that I could get, I'd never heard of it. I'm very glad they put it out. So available from 88 Films on Blu-ray is 1988's On the Run.